So today I'm going to be talking about rotating geometric figures. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that I'm using this GeoGebra app. So I just went online and I typed in GeoGebra, clicked on the link, and it brings you to this one here if you start doing the online version. You can also download the app and that works too, but I just did the online version for this video. So what I'm going to do, since I'm talking about geometric figures, I'm going to click on the geometry one. And it brings you to a blank screen. First thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and click on this little green circle and blue triangle here. And I want to add our coordinates in, and I also want to add the grid lines, okay? So I'll just center this a little bit, hide that back out, and then I think I'm going to rotate a triangle. So what I'll start out by doing is picking my rotation point, the point that I'm going to rotate everything around. So I'll just click on the point and throw it here like at 4, 0. And then I'm going to make a triangle, and I want it to be some weird points. Okay, not a perfect triangle, so and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this tab right here and click rotate around a point, and it says select the object to rotate, then the center point. So I'm going to select this object, select the center point, and then it's going to ask me how many degrees I want to rotate, and I'm fine with 45 degrees just for a demonstration. So go ahead and hit OK, and then it takes this first object here, rotates it 45 degrees to the second object here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this. I have this one here selected. Okay. No, I don't. I have this one. So I'm going to click on that second triangle that we created. I'm going to click on this area over here again, and then I'll click the color to change the color to a different color. So that red one that we have, that's our original, and then the blue one is our rotation. So I'll just move this over here. All right. So now what I want to show you is how it rotates. So it's actually rotating around in a circle, and the way that I can show you that is if I take this little tool here and I click circle with center through a point. So it says select the center point and then the point on the circle. So I'm going to select this point, and then I'm going to pick any point in one of our corners on the original triangle that we had. So I'll pick this corner here. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the other three corners, or the other two corners, sorry. And then I want you to notice that if we look at this first corner here, we rotated it 45 degrees to get to this corner, and they're both on that same circle. The second corner here, we rotated at 45 degrees, and we ended up here on the same circle. Same thing here. This corner here rotated at 45 degrees, and it stayed on this outer circle. And then another really cool thing is because we started out with the first figure, we ended up with the second figure by rotating the figure. I wanted to show that these two objects are linked, so if I were to move one of the edges, the second one would move as well. Okay, so you can keep everything linked up, move these around, get a different shape of a triangle. And then the other really cool thing that you can do with it is you could go back to that rotation thing, rotate about a point, click on your object, the second one I'm choosing this time, and then click on the point, the object, and then the point. And then we're going to rotate it again 45 degrees. And you can see that these points all stay on the same circle, these points still stay on the same circle, and these points all go on the same circle. Now, I'm going to click this object again, click on this point, and rotate it another 45 degrees. And you can keep doing that around the same circle or the same point, and they end up all on the same 3 circles. And you could do this with any type of object. As long as you connect it into a polygon, you can rotate it all the same way. So this last one here, if I rotate another 45 degrees, I end up moving it onto the original that we created the first time, okay? So you could see that the rotation stays true all the way through. All the corners end up on the same corners. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to screenshot this, and by doing that I'm going to hit Control Print Screen, and that's just making a copy of our screen. So if I go back into this Word document here, I could hit Control V to paste it, and then it's going to print it's basically going to put a copy of my screen. So I'm going to click on this image, I'm going to go to Format, I'm going to hit Crop, and then it's going to bring up these little black arrows in the corner. I'm just going to drag the arrow until I get to the section of the picture that I want. So everything that's shaded is what I don't want. So I'm going to hit Enter, and it'll get rid of all that. So now I have a really nice picture of what I wanted to show before. Okay, so it's really cool because you can use all this and show clear pictures of what you're trying to express. Now if I go back to that, say I didn't want these circles in there, and maybe I don't want this center point either. So if you just go to this last, the 4 arrowheads here, and click Show Hide Objects, then you're just going to click everything that you don't want. So I'm going to click on the 3 circles and then that center point, and I'm going to switch to a different tool. Now all of that disappears. So if I just wanted to show rotation, I can hit Control Print Screen again. I can go back into my Word document, paste that other image, and crop it the same way. Okay, use those black arrows in the corners. And then just get rid of any of the stuff that you don't want. I'm going to hit Enter, and then it gets rid of it. So here, this picture here was with the circles in the center point, and this one's without. So if you just wanted to show a rotation, you could do it this way, and it's super easy to work with.